by Fryer, 1412 Wrestling Esling Code 38, Englishtown Flea Market Mayhem. The episode opens with an aerial shot of the bustling Englishtown Flea Market, teeming with vendors, shoppers, and the unique energy of 1412 wrestling fans. The camera pans to a makeshift stage set up in the middle of the market where Jem and the Holograms are ready to kick off the night with their hit single, Truly Outrageous. The band's vibrant performance electrifies the crowd, setting the tone for what promises to be an unforgettable night of wrestling action. As the final notes of the song echo through the market, the commentary team takes their positions. Mr. Feeney, Jim Ross, Elvira, and Pauly Shore, dressed for the outdoor venue, welcome viewers with their signature enthusiasm. Ring announcer Daphne Blake, looking radiant as ever, steps into the ring, ready to introduce the night's events. Jim Ross, his voice full of excitement, starts the commentary. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 1412 Wrestling's Englishtown Flea Market Mayhem. We've got an incredible lineup for you tonight, right here in the heart of this historic market. Mr. Feeney adds, "That's right, Jim. Tonight's matches are sure to be filled with drama, action, and a few surprises. We've got some incredible bouts lined up, so let's get right to it." Elvira, with her usual flair, chimes in, "I'm particularly looking forward to the 4-on-1 handicap match with the Real Ghostbusters facing off against Vigo the Carpathian. After last week's ambush, this is going to be one for the books." Pauly Shore, always energetic, adds, "Totally, dudes. And don't forget about Lord Zedd versus Buzz Lightyear. Zedd's attack last week was brutal, and Buzz is out for revenge." Daphne Blake, taking the microphone, announces the first match. "Ladies and gentlemen, our opening contest is a 4-on-1 handicap match, introducing first the Real Ghostbusters." The iconic theme song blares through the speakers as Peter Venkman, Ray Stantz, Egon Spengler, and Winston Zeddemore make their way to the ring, the crowd cheering wildly. Each Ghostbuster looks determined, ready to face their supernatural nemesis. Jim Ross sets the stage. The Real Ghostbusters are here to settle the score with Vigo the Carpathian. They were ambushed last week, and tonight they're ready for payback. Elvira adds, "Vigo is a powerful foe, but if anyone can take him down, it's these guys. They've faced worse and come out on top." Daphne continues, "And their opponent, from the depths of history, Vigo the Carpathian." The lights dim, and an eerie, haunting melody fills the air as Vigo the Carpathian makes his entrance. His presence is menacing, his eyes glowing with dark energy. The crowd reacts with a mix of boos and nervous anticipation. Pauly Shore, feeling the tension, says, "Whoa, dude, Vigo's scary as hell. This is going to be intense." The bell rings and the match begins with the Real Ghostbusters immediately charging at Vigo. They use their proton packs to try and subdue him, but Vigo counters with powerful bursts of dark energy, knocking them back. Despite the odds, the Real Ghostbusters fight valiantly, using their teamwork and gadgets to keep the upper hand. Jim Ross, calling the action, shouts, "The Ghostbusters are giving it everything they've got. Vigo is strong, but they're not backing down." The action is fast-paced and intense, with each Ghostbuster getting moments to shine. Ray and Egon manage to trap Vigo in a containment field, but he breaks free with a surge of power. Winston lands a series of powerful punches, staggering Vigo, while Peter uses his quick wit and agility to avoid Vigo's attacks and lands some of his own. Elvira adds, "This match is incredible. The Ghostbusters are showing why they're the best at what they do." As the match reaches its climax, the Real Ghostbusters manage to combine their proton streams, hitting Vigo with a concentrated blast of energy. Vigo, weakened but not defeated, roars in defiance, but the Ghostbusters push forward, determined to take him down. Pauly Shore, on the edge of his seat, shouts, "They've got him! This is it, dudes!" With one final powerful surge, the Real Ghostbusters trap Vigo in their containment unit, securing the victory. The crowd erupts in cheers as the bell rings, signaling the end of the match. Daphne Blake announces, "Here are your winners, the Real Ghostbusters." Jim Ross, ecstatic, exclaims, "What a match! The Real Ghostbusters have done it. They've defeated Vigo the Carpathian." Elvira adds, "An incredible display of teamwork and bravery. The Ghostbusters truly are heroes." Pauly Shore, still buzzing with excitement, says, "Totally rad, dudes. The Ghostbusters rocked it." The camera cuts to the commentary team as they prepare to preview the rest of the night's matches. Jim Ross takes the lead. "Folks, that was just the beginning. We've got an action-packed night ahead of us, including Lord Zedd versus Buzz Lightyear and the 3-on-1 handicap match featuring zombie Mike Tyson. Mr. Feeney adds, and don't forget the competitive eating championship. Cocaine Bear, Heifer Wolf, and LA Beast will face off in a fried chicken eating contest. Elvira, with a mischievous smile, says, I'm looking forward to the debate between Mr. Feeney and the sentient dumpster. That's sure to be a highlight. Pauly Shore, laughing, says, and the main event, Majin Buu and Electabuzz versus Stone Cold Steve Austin and Bars. This is going to be an epic showdown. As the commentary team continues to hype the upcoming matches, the camera captures the energy and excitement of the crowd. The scene fades to black as the show heads to a commercial break, leaving viewers eagerly anticipating the rest of the night's action at 1412 Wrestling's Englishtown Flea Market Mayhem. The scene transitions to the backstage area where Grover is standing with a microphone, ready to conduct an interview. Next to him is the imposing figure of Lord Zedd, his crimson armor gleaming under the lights, his skeletal face hidden behind his fearsome mask. The atmosphere is tense, with an air of danger emanating from Zedd. Grover, looking slightly nervous but maintaining his professionalism, begins the interview. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Lord Zedd. Last week, Zedd brutally attacked Buzz Lightyear backstage. Zedd, can you explain why you targeted Buzz? Lord Zedd leans in close to the microphone, his voice dripping with malice. Why, Grover? Why? Because Buzz Lightyear represents everything I despise. His so-called heroism, his belief in justice and righteousness, it sickens me. I am the Emperor of Evil, and I will crush anyone who stands in my way. Buzz Lightyear is just the beginning. Grover, trying to maintain control of the interview, asks, so this is about sending a message? To whom? Zedd laughs, a chilling sound that sends shivers down Grover's spine. To everyone, Grover. To all the so-called heroes in 1412 Wrestling. None of them are safe. I will bring them all to their knees, starting with Buzz Lightyear. The camera cuts to the ring where Daphne Blake stands, ready to announce the match. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from the depths of the dark dimension, Lord Zedd. The lights dim, and a sinister theme music plays as Lord Zedd makes his entrance. Red and black lights flash, casting eerie shadows as he strides confidently to the ring, his staff in hand. The crowd boos loudly, but Zedd relishes the negative reaction, feeding off their hatred. Jim Ross on commentary sets the stage. Lord Zedd is here to dominate, and after what he did to Buzz Lightyear last week, you can bet this is going to be a brutal match. Elvira adds, Zedd's power and malevolence are unmatched. Buzz has a tough fight ahead of him. Pauly Shore, excited, says, this is gonna be wild, dudes. Zedd's pure evil, and Buzz is in for a fight. Daphne continues, and his opponent, from Star Command, Buzz Lightyear. The familiar heroic theme of Buzz Lightyear plays, and the crowd erupts in cheers. Buzz Lightyear, with his laser blaster ready, makes his way to the ring, determination etched on his face. He points his blaster towards Zedd, signaling that he's ready for revenge. Jim Ross exclaims, Buzz Lightyear is here to settle the score. He's not backing down from this fight. Elvira adds, Buzz's courage and determination are his greatest strengths. He's ready to face Zedd head-on. Pauly Shore, cheering, says, go get him, Buzz. Show Zedd what you're made of. The bell rings, and the match begins with Buzz Lightyear charging at Lord Zedd, firing his laser. Zedd deflects the shots with his staff, his movements precise and controlled. Buzz continues his assault, using his agility to evade Zedd's counterattacks. Buzz lands a series of quick punches and kicks, driving Zedd back. The crowd cheers loudly as Buzz uses his jetpack to launch himself into the air, coming down with a powerful flying kick. Zedd staggers but quickly regains his footing, his eyes burning with rage. Jim Ross shouts, Buzz is taking the fight to Zedd. This is incredible. Elvira adds, Buzz is showing no fear. He's giving it everything he's got. Pauly Shore, excited, says, totally rad, dudes. Buzz is on fire. Zedd, frustrated by Buzz's resilience, swings his staff with deadly precision. Buzz dodges, but one of his laser shots ricochets off Zedd's staff and bounces back, hitting Buzz square in the chest. Buzz stumbles, the impact leaving him vulnerable. Zedd seizes the opportunity, delivering a vicious series of strikes with his staff. Buzz tries to fight back, but Zedd's relentless assault proves too much. With a final devastating blow, Zedd knocks Buzz to the mat and goes for the pin. Jim Ross, with urgency, shouts, Zedd's got the pin. 1, 2, 3, it's over. Daphne Blake announces, "Here is your winner, Lord Zedd." The crowd boos loudly as Zedd stands over Buzz, victorious. But Zedd isn't finished. He lifts his staff high and brings it down on Buzz repeatedly, the blows echoing through the arena. The commentary team is appalled by the brutality. Elvira exclaims, "This is unnecessary. Zedd's already won. This is just cruel." Jim Ross adds, "Someone needs to stop this. Zedd is out of control." Pauly Shore, shocked, says, "Buzz needs help, dudes. This is too much." Just as it seems like Zedd's assault will never end, the familiar sound of Woody's voice rings out. "Hold it right there, partner." The crowd erupts in cheers as Woody sprints down the ramp and slides into the ring. He tackles Zedd, knocking him away from Buzz. Jim Ross shouts, "It's Woody. Woody's here to save Buzz." Elvira adds, "Thank goodness. Woody's not letting Zedd get away with this." Pauly Shore, cheering, says, "Go Woody. Save your friend, dude." Woody lands a series of punches on Zedd, driving him back. Zedd, caught off guard, Zayla tries to retaliate, but Woody's speed and determination give him the upper hand. Woody grabs Zedd's staff and breaks it over his knee, the crowd roaring in approval. Zedd, now weaponless, scrambles to his feet and retreats up the ramp, his aura of invincibility shattered. Woody kneels next to Buzz, helping him to his feet. The two friends share a moment of solidarity, their bond stronger than ever. Jim Ross, with relief, comments, "Woody saved the day. Buzz is all right, thanks to his friend." Elvira adds, "This is what true friendship looks like. Woody and Buzz will always have each other's backs." Pauly Shore, moved, says, "Totally awesome, dudes. Woody and Buzz are the best." The camera captures the scene of Woody and Buzz standing tall in the ring, the crowd cheering wildly. Their friendship and determination have triumphed over Zedd's evil, setting the stage for an even greater showdown in the future. As the scene fades to black, the commentary team previews the next match. Jim Ross says, "Coming up next, we have a 3-on-1 handicap match featuring Zombie Mike Tyson against the Random Kid, the Angry Video Game Nerd, and the Moose." Stay tuned, folks. Elvira adds, "This night is just getting started. There's plenty more action to come." Pauly Shore, excited, concludes, "Totally rad, dudes. Don't go anywhere." The screen fades to black as the show heads to a commercial break, leaving the audience eagerly anticipating the next thrilling segment of 1412 Wrestling. Nice. The scene transitions backstage where Grover stands ready with his microphone, preparing to interview the unusual team set to face Zombie Mike Tyson. Standing next to him are Bobby Heenan, the Angry Video Game Nerd, and the Moose. The Random Kid, as mischievous as ever, is hopping around excitedly. Grover, addressing the camera, begins, "Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Bobby Heenan, the Angry Video Game Nerd, and the Moose, who will be competing in a 3-on-1 handicap match against Zombie Mike Tyson. Bobby, what's your strategy going into this match?" Bobby Heenan, ever the cunning manager, smirks. "Grover, it's simple. We're going to outsmart Tyson, the Random Kid here." Heenan pats the kid on the head. "Has already shown he's not afraid to get a little dirty, and the Angry Video Game Nerd is a master of improvisation. As for the Moose, well, he's our secret weapon. We're going to make Tyson regret ever stepping into the ring." Grover turns to the Angry Video Game Nerd, who is adjusting his trademark glasses and looking uncharacteristically serious. "Nerd, how do you feel about teaming up with such a unique group against someone as formidable as Zombie Mike Tyson?" The Angry Video Game Nerd, with a grimace, responds, "Grover, I've faced some pretty tough challenges in my day. Horrible games, broken controllers, you name it. But nothing compares to this. Tyson might be a zombie, but he's still Tyson. We've got a plan, and with Heenan's guidance and this team, we're going to take him down." The Moose, standing stoically next to them, doesn't say a word, but his imposing presence speaks volumes. Grover, sensing the tension, wraps up the interview. "Thank you, Bobby, Nerd and Moose. Best of luck out there tonight." The camera cuts to the ring where Daphne Blake stands ready to announce the match. "Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a 3-on-1 handicap match. Introducing first, from the depths of the grave, Zombie Mike Tyson." The lights dim and a haunting theme plays as Zombie Mike Tyson makes his entrance. His undead presence is as intimidating as ever, with his eyes glowing red and his movements deliberate and menacing. The crowd reacts with a mix of fear and excitement, fully aware of the danger Tyson poses. Jim Ross, on commentary, sets the stage. "Zombie Mike Tyson is a force to be reckoned with. Even in his undead state, he's as dangerous as ever." Elvira adds, this is going to be a brutal match. Tyson's strength and ferocity are unmatched. Pauly Shore, excited, says, totally intense, dudes. Tyson's going to tear it up. Daphne continues, and their opponents, accompanied by Bobby Heenan, the random kid, the angry video game nerd, and the moose. The crowd reacts with a mix of cheers and laughter as the random kid, the angry video game nerd, and the moose make their entrance, led by the ever-smug Bobby Heenan. The random kid is bouncing around, clearly enjoying the spotlight, while the angry video game nerd looks focused and determined. The moose, silent but imposing, walks steadily beside them. Jim Ross comments, this is certainly an unusual team, but with Heenan at the helm, anything is possible. Elvira adds, the random kid, the angry video game nerd, and the moose, this is going to be one wild match. Pauly Shore, laughing, says, totally rad, dudes. Let's see what these guys can do. The bell rings, and the match begins with Zombie Mike Tyson charging at his opponents, his eyes filled with undead rage. The random kid, the smallest and quickest of the team, tries to dodge Tyson's initial assault, but Tyson's speed catches him off guard. Tyson grabs the random kid and throws him across the ring, the impact sending shockwaves through the crowd. Jim Ross shouts, Tyson's not holding back. The random kid is in trouble. The angry video game nerd quickly steps in, using a series of quick jabs and kicks to try and distract Tyson. The nerd's efforts manage to momentarily confuse Tyson, but the zombie boxer quickly regains his focus. Tyson delivers a powerful uppercut that sends the nerd sprawling. Elvira comments, the nerd's strategy isn't working. Tyson's just too strong. Pauly Shore, wincing, says, ouch, dude, that's gotta hurt. Seeing his teammates in trouble, the moose steps in, charging at Tyson with all his might. The moose's sheer size and strength momentarily push Tyson back, but Tyson, undeterred, uses his incredible power to deliver a series of brutal punches. The moose stumbles but manages to stay on his feet, using his antlers to try and fend off Tyson's relentless attacks. Jim Ross exclaims, the moose is putting up a fight, but Tyson is relentless. The match continues with Bobby Heenan shouting instructions from ringside, trying to coordinate his team's efforts. The random kid and the angry video game nerd regroup, working together to try and outmaneuver Tyson. The nerd distracts Tyson with quick jabs, while the random kid uses his agility to land a few quick kicks. Elvira adds, they're working together now. This might be their only chance. Pauly Shore, cheering, says, go dudes, you can do it. Despite their best efforts, Tyson's sheer power proves too much. He grabs the angry video game nerd and delivers a devastating knockout punch, sending him crashing to the mat. The random kid, seeing his teammate down, tries to use his small size to his advantage, but Tyson catches him with a brutal clothesline. With the angry video game nerd and the random kid down, the moose makes one last desperate charge. Tyson, however, is ready. He sidesteps the moose's attack and delivers a bone-crushing punch that sends the moose crashing to the mat. Tyson goes for the pin, and the referee counts 1, 2, 3. Daphne Blake announces, here is your winner, Zombie Mike Tyson. Jim Ross, astonished, shouts, Zombie Mike Tyson has done it. He's defeated all 3 opponents. Elvira adds, Tyson's power is incredible. This was a brutal match. Pauly Shore, still excited, says, totally epic, dudes. Tyson's unstoppable. But the match isn't over. As Tyson stands victorious, Bobby Heenan, furious at the loss, instructs the random kid to take one last desperate action. The kid, with a wicked grin, retrieves a bucket of water from under the ring and douses Tyson with it. The water momentarily shocks Tyson, but it only seems to enrage him further. Just as Tyson is about to retaliate, the moose, having recovered somewhat, charges at Tyson one last time. Tyson, however, delivers a final devastating punch that knocks the moose out cold. The random kid and the angry video game nerd retreat up the ramp, realizing they've bitten off more than they can chew. Jim Ross concludes, Zombie Mike Tyson has shown why he's one of the most feared competitors in 1412 wrestling. What a match. Elvira adds, this was a wild and brutal encounter. Tyson's dominance is unquestionable. Pauly Shore, still buzzing, says, totally rad, dudes. Can't wait to see what happens next. As the scene fades to black, the audience is left with the image of Zombie Mike Tyson standing tall in the ring, victorious and more menacing. Our segment 3. The scene transitions to the backstage area where a dimly lit office is shown. The walls are adorned with various horror memorabilia, creating an eerie atmosphere. Sitting behind a large, dark wooden desk is 1412 Wrestling, President Freddy Krueger. His iconic red and green sweater contrasts sharply with his nightmarish visage, and his razor-tipped glove rests ominously on the desk. He exudes an air of malevolent authority. The door creaks open, and Ghostface, still in his iconic black robe and white mask, steps into the room. The mask's hollow eyes and twisted grin add an extra layer of menace to the encounter. Ghostface moves silently, but his presence is anything but unnoticed. Freddy Krueger looks up from a stack of paperwork and smiles wickedly. Well, 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 if it isn't my favorite slasher, Freddy begins, his voice a chilling mix of sarcasm and delight. Last week, you really outdid yourself, attacking Pauly Shore and stabbing those audience members. Now that's the kind of chaos I love to see. Ghostface tilts his head slightly, the gesture conveying both acknowledgement and anticipation. He says nothing, letting Freddy continue. Freddy leans back in his chair, tapping his gloved fingers on the desk. You know, there were some complaints, he says, his tone dripping with mock concern. But who cares about complaints when you're bringing ratings through the roof? The more chaos, the better. Ghostface's shoulders seem to relax slightly, as if he's absorbing the praise. Freddy's twisted smile widens. You see, Ghostface, 1412 Wrestling is about more than just wrestling. It's about creating nightmares, about making people's worst fears come to life. And last week, you did just that. Freddy stands up, walking around the desk to stand directly in front of Ghostface. The tension in the room is palpable, but Freddy's demeanor is one of amusement and satisfaction. Now, I could fire you, like some people might suggest, he says, leaning in close. But why would I do that when you're such a valuable asset? No, Ghostface, you're not getting fired. Freddy reaches into his pocket and pulls out a small envelope. He hands it to Ghostface, his grin never faltering. In fact, you're getting a raise. Consider this a reward for your enthusiastic contributions to the show. Ghostface takes the envelope, his gloved hand moving with a grace that belies the brutality he's capable of. He nods slowly, accepting the raise without a word. Freddy claps a hand on Ghostface's shoulder, his grip firm and almost fatherly in a twisted way. Keep up the good work, Ghostface. Keep bringing the fear, the blood, and the chaos. That's what 1412 Wrestling is all about. Ghostface finally speaks, his voice a low, eerie whisper that sends chills down the spine. Thank you, Mr. Krueger. I won't disappoint. Freddy laughs, a deep, unsettling sound that echoes through the room. I know you won't. Now get out there and keep doing what you do best. Make them scream. Ghostface nods again and turns to leave the office, the envelope containing his raise clutched in his hand. As he walks down the dimly lit hallway, the camera follows, capturing the essence of his sinister aura. Back in the office, Freddy Krueger sits back down at his desk, clearly pleased with the encounter. He picks up a piece of paper, a list of upcoming matches and storylines, and begins to make notes with a clawed finger, planning more chaos and mayhem for future episodes. The camera cuts back to the hallway, where Ghostface pauses for a moment, looking down at the envelope. He tucks it into his robe and continues walking, his mind undoubtedly already plotting his next act of terror. Jim Ross's voice comes over the commentary as the scene transitions back to the ring area. Well, folks, it looks like Ghostface isn't going anywhere. If anything, he's just been given more incentive to keep spreading fear. Elvira adds, Freddy Krueger knows how to reward loyalty, even if it's through the most twisted means. This isn't the last we've seen of Ghostface's reign of terror. Pauly Shore, visibly uneasy, says, totally creepy, dudes. I'm just glad I'm not in Ghostface's sights. For now. The show heads to a commercial break, leaving the audience with a sense of impending dread and excitement for what Ghostface will do next, all under the approving eye of Freddy Krueger. The night continues to promise more thrills, chills, and unforgettable moments at 1412 Wrestling's Englishtown Flea Market, Mayhem. The camera cuts to the backstage area where Grover stands ready to interview Mewtwo. The powerful psychic Pokemon exudes an aura of intensity, its eyes glowing with a fierce determination. Grover, holding the microphone, begins, Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Mewtwo, who has a lot to say before tonight's fatal four-way match. Mewtwo, what are your thoughts going into this match? Mewtwo, its voice telepathically resonating, responds, I was created to be the strongest, the ultimate being. Tonight I will demonstrate my superiority over these mere mortals. Norm Peterson, John 4:20, Zack Morris, they are all insignificant. I will show them what true power is. Grover, visibly impressed, nods. Thank you, Mewtwo. Best of luck out there. The camera transitions to the ring where Daphne Blake stands ready to introduce the competitors. The atmosphere is electric with anticipation. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a fatal four-way match. Introducing first from the Cheers bar, accompanied by Fraser Norm Peterson. The familiar theme of Cheers plays and Norm Peterson makes his way to the ring, accompanied by Fraser Crane. Norm looks slightly out of place but determined, while Fraser offers encouraging words and pats Norm on the back. The crowd cheers loudly, appreciating the classic TV duo. Jim Ross on commentary sets the scene. Norm Peterson may be an underdog here, but he's got the heart of a champion, and with Fraser in his corner, anything is possible. Elvira adds, Norm's charm and unexpected resilience might just surprise us all tonight. Pauly Shore, excited, says, Totally, dudes. Norm's got this. Daphne continues, Next, representing the golf cart stable, accompanied by the entire golf cart stable led by their manager Bert Sugar, John 420. Pantychrist, by Dana Dentata blasts through the speakers and John 420, accompanied by the entire golf cart stable, makes his entrance. Bert Sugar, the charismatic manager, leads the way, his cigar in hand. The crowd reacts with a mix of boos and cheers as John 420 and his entourage, including Gary Busey, Iron Sheik, Bobby Two Beers, Bart Gunn, and others, swagger to the ring, exuding confidence and bravado. Jim Ross comments, John 4, verse 20 has the numbers advantage here with the entire golf cart stable by his side. This could be a game changer. Elvira adds, the chaos and unpredictability of the golf cart make John 420 a formidable opponent. Pauly Shore, laughing, says, Totally wild, dudes. This is going to be crazy. Daphne continues, and their opponent from the Pokemon world, Mewtwo. The arena lights up with a dazzling display as Mewtwo floats down the ramp, its psychic energy radiating powerfully. The crowd watches in awe, captivated by the presence of the legendary Pokemon. Jim Ross exclaims, Mewtwo is here to prove its dominance. This is going to be a tough battle for everyone involved. Elvira adds, Mewtwo's power is unmatched. This is going to be a spectacle. Pauly Shore, excited, says, Totally epic, dudes. Mewtwo's going to rock this. Daphne concludes, and their final opponent, accompanied by Kelly Kapowski, Zack Morris. The upbeat theme of Saved by the Bell plays, and Zack Morris makes his entrance, accompanied by the ever-gorgeous Kelly Kapowski. Zack waves to the crowd, exuding his trademark charm and confidence. Kelly cheers him on, her presence adding an extra layer of excitement to the match. Jim Ross comments, Zack Morris is a wild card here, but his quick thinking and charm might give him the edge he needs. Elvira adds, Zack's charisma and cleverness could turn the tide in this match. Pauly Shore, laughing, says, Totally rad, dudes. Zack's got some tricks up his sleeve. The bell rings, and the match begins with all four competitors circling each other. Mewtwo immediately demonstrates its power, sending a psychic blast towards John 420, knocking him back. Norm and Zack take a cautious approach, knowing they have to work together to survive. John 420, recovering from the blast, charges at Norm, but Norm ducks, causing John to crash into the turnbuckle. Zack seizes the opportunity, delivering a series of quick strikes to Mewtwo, but the Pokemon easily counters with a telekinetic shove, sending Zack flying. Jim Ross calls the action, Mewtwo is dominating early on. Its power is incredible. Elvira adds, the others need to find a way to neutralize Mewtwo's advantage. Pauly Shore, cheering, says, Go, dudes! This is intense! As the match continues, members of the golf cart stable start to interfere. Gary Busey and Iron Sheik distract the referee, while Bobby Two Beers and Bart Gunn take cheap shots at Norm and Zack. Bert Sugar shouts instructions, coordinating the chaos from ringside. Jim Ross shouts, This is ridiculous. The golf cart stable is turning this into a brawl. Elvira adds, The numbers game is making it impossible for Norm and Zack to mount any offense. Pauly Shore, frustrated, says, Totally unfair, dudes. This is nuts. Despite the interference, Norm and Zack manage to hold their ground. Mewtwo, annoyed by the distractions, uses its psychic powers to levitate Bobby Two Beers and Bart Gunn, tossing them out of the ring. The crowd cheers as Mewtwo clears the ring of the interfering members. Jim Ross exclaims, Mewtwo is cleaning house! This is incredible. Elvira adds, Mewtwo's power is turning the tide. Pauly Shore, cheering, says, Go, Mewtwo! Show them who's boss. Just as the match seems to be turning in Mewtwo's favor, Zack Morris pulls out his secret weapon. He calls a timeout, freezing the action. The crowd watches in amazement as Zack steps out of the frozen chaos, assessing the situation. Jim Ross, in awe, comments, Zack Morris has called a timeout. This is incredible. Elvira adds, Zack's quick thinking might just give him the edge he needs. Pauly Shore, laughing, says, Totally rad, dudes. Zack's got this. Zack moves around the ring, positioning Norm in a way that seems almost too perfect. He then places John 420 in a vulnerable position right in front of Norm. As the timeout ends, Zack jumps back into action, unfreezing the scene. John 4 verse 20 charges at Zack, but Norm, positioned perfectly, catches him with an accidental but perfectly timed trip, sending John crashing to the mat. Norm, surprised but seizing the opportunity, quickly covers John for the pin. The referee counts 1, 2, 3. Daphne Blake announces, Here is your winner, Norm Peterson. Jim Ross shouts, Norm Peterson has done it. Against all odds, Norm has won. Elvira adds, What an incredible turn of events. Norm's lucky circumstance has paid off. Pauly Shore, laughing and cheering, says, Totally awesome, dudes. Norm's the man. Frazier rushes into the ring, celebrating with Norm as the crowd cheers wildly. Zack and Kelly look on, surprised but happy for Norm. Mewtwo, floating above the ring, watches with a mix of respect and annoyance, knowing this battle isn't over. As the celebration continues, members of the golf cart stable regroup, clearly unhappy with the result. Bert Sugar, fuming, shouts at his team, vowing revenge. Jim Ross concludes, This has been one wild match, folks. Norm Peterson has shown that sometimes luck and determination are all you need. Elvira adds, This night is far from over. There's plenty more action to come. Pauly Shore, still excited, says, Totally rad, dudes. Stay tuned for more. The scene fades to black as the show heads to a commercial break, leaving the audience buzzing with excitement and anticipation for the next thrilling segment of 1412 Wrestling's Englishtown Flea Market Mayhem. The scene transitions to the backstage area where Grover stands with a microphone, ready to conduct an interview with two of 1412 Wrestling's most vocal and intense competitors. To his left stands Bars, the vehement leader of the Anti-Boiled Egg Brigade, and to his right, the one and only Stone Cold Steve Austin. The tension is palpable, with both men exuding their unique brands of intensity. Grover, maintaining his cheerful demeanor, begins the interview. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Bars and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Bars, let's start with you. Last week, you made quite a statement against the Tanner family. What's your mindset going into tonight's main event? Bars, visibly agitated, grabs the microphone from Grover. His eyes blaze with fury as he launches into a tirade. You want to know my mindset, Grover? It's simple. I hate boiled eggs. I hate everything about them. Their smell, their texture, the way they sit there on a plate, mocking me. They're the embodiment of everything wrong in this world. The Tanner family, those smug faces, they think they can eat boiled eggs and get away with it? Not on my watch. Bars continues, his voice growing louder and more impassioned with every word. Boiled eggs are a plague, Grover. They're a symbol of mediocrity and complacency. And tonight, when I step into that ring, I'm not just fighting for a title. I'm fighting to rid the world of this disgusting menace. I don't care who stands in my way. Stone Cold, Majin Buu, it doesn't matter. They'll all fall before the might of the Anti-Boiled Egg Brigade. Grover, slightly taken aback by the intensity of Bar's rant, cautiously turns to Stone Cold Steve Austin, who stands with his arms crossed, a look of amused disdain on his face. Stone Cold, what are your thoughts heading into tonight's main event? Austin grabs the microphone from Grover, his voice dripping with his trademark intensity and disdain. You want to know my thoughts, Grover? I don't give a rat's ass about Bars and his boiled eggs. I don't care about his brigade or his vendetta against breakfast food. The only thing I care about is whipping Majin Buu's ass and taking that 14-12 championship. Austin steps closer to the camera, his eyes locked in a steely gaze. Majin Buu, you've been running your mouth and running this place for too damn long. Tonight, I'm gonna stomp a mud hole in you and walk it dry. You think you're unstoppable? You ain't never faced anyone like Stone Cold Steve Austin. I don't need no fancy brigade or a damn crusade against eggs. All I need is these two fists and the will to kick your ass all over this flea market. Turning slightly, Austin looks directly at Bars, his voice full of mocking disdain. And Bars, you can scoff all you want, but tonight, when I'm done with Boo, I'm coming for anyone who gets in my way. So you better hope you're ready, because Stone Cold Steve Austin doesn't play games. I don't fight for causes, I fight to win. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. Bars, unimpressed, scoffs loudly and steps closer to Austin, their faces inches apart. You think you're so tough, Austin? You think you can just waltz in and take what's mine? The anti-boiled egg brigade will crush you. Your time is over. It's time for a new era, an era without boiled eggs and without you. Austin smirks, his eyes narrowing. We'll see about that, Bars. We'll see. But for now, you better step aside because I've got a championship to win. With that, Austin shoves the microphone back into Grover's hands and walks off, leaving Bars fuming. Grover, sensing the intensity of the moment, quickly wraps up the interview. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Bars and Stone Cold Steve Austin, both ready for tonight's main event. Stay tuned because this is one match you won't want to miss. The camera captures Bars watching Austin walk away, his eyes filled with anger and determination. The scene fades to black as the show heads to a commercial break, leaving the audience eagerly anticipating the explosive main event at 1412 Wrestling's Englishtown Flea Market Mayhem. The scene transitions back to the center of the Englishtown Flea Market, where a large table is set up in the middle of the ring, piled high with buckets of fried chicken. The audience buzzes with anticipation, eager to witness the spectacle of the 1412 Competitive Eating Championship. Daphne Blake stands in the ring, ready to announce the competitors. Ladies and gentlemen, she begins, her voice carrying over the excited crowd. The following contest is the Fried Chicken Eating Contest for the 1412 Competitive Eating Championship. The crowd cheers wildly as Daphne continues, introducing first the reigning champion from the darkest corners of the forest, Cocaine Bear. Cocaine Bear makes his entrance to a mix of awe and cheers from the crowd. The enormous bear, looking slightly groggy but determined, lumbers to the table, sniffing the air hungrily. The audience is captivated by the sheer presence of the reigning champion. Jim Ross on commentary sets the stage. Folks, Cocaine Bear has been an unstoppable force in competitive eating, but tonight he faces some tough competition. Elvira adds, "This is going to be a wild contest. Cocaine Bear's appetite is legendary, but can he keep up his energy?" Pauly Shore, excited, says, "Totally, dudes. Cocaine Bear is going to crush it." Daphne continues, and his first challenger from O-Town, Heifer Wolf. Heifer Wolf, the lovable rotund cow from Rocco's Modern Life, makes his entrance to a roar of approval from the crowd. Heifer waves enthusiastically, his face lighting up with excitement as he eyes the mountains of fried chicken waiting for him. Jim Ross comments, "Heifer Wolf is no stranger to food contests. His appetite and enthusiasm are second to none." Elvira adds, "Heifer's got a real shot at this. He loves his food, and fried chicken is right up his alley." Pauly Shore, laughing, says, "Go Heifer. Eat that chicken, dude." Daphne concludes, and their final challenger from the world of extreme eating, L.A. Beast. L.A. Beast, the notorious competitive eater known for his wild stunts and incredible capacity for food, strides to the ring with confidence. The crowd cheers, knowing they are in for a spectacular show. Beast flexes his muscles and waves to the audience, ready to take on the challenge. Jim Ross exclaims, "L.A. Beast is a true legend in the world of competitive eating. This is going to be an epic showdown." Elvira adds, "Beast's experience and determination make him a serious contender tonight." Pauly Shore, cheering, says, "Totally rad, dudes. Beast is here to win." The competitors take their places at the table, each one sizing up the massive piles of fried chicken before them. The referee signals the start of the contest and the bell rings, officially beginning the 1412 Competitive Eating Championship Fried Chicken Eating Contest. Immediately, Cocaine Bear dives into the fried chicken, devouring pieces with wild abandon. Heifer Wolf matches the bear's pace, his mouth a blur as he shoves chicken pieces down. L.A. Beast, using his refined technique, methodically eats after piece, maintaining a steady rhythm. Jim Ross calls the action. This is incredible. All three competitors are going at it with everything they've got. Elvira adds, it's a feeding frenzy. Who will come out on top? Pauly Shore, excited, says, totally awesome dudes. Look at them go. As the contest progresses, Cocaine Bear's initial burst of energy starts to wane. The bear's eyes droop and he begins to slow down. Despite his best efforts, the effects of his previous indulgences start to take their toll. The crowd watches in amazement as Cocaine Bear sways on his feet. Jim Ross, concerned, comments, Cocaine Bear looks like he's struggling. This isn't good. Elvira adds, he's losing steam fast. Can he hold on? Pauly Shore, worried, says, come on, Bear, you can do it, dude. Suddenly, Cocaine Bear wobbles and collapses, falling through the table with a loud crash. The audience gasps as the reigning champion lies motionless, fast asleep amidst the wreckage of fried chicken and broken table. Jim Ross shouts, by God, Cocaine Bear is down. He's out cold. Elvira adds, this is unbelievable. Cocaine Bear has fallen asleep in the middle of the contest. Pauly Shore, stunned, says, whoa, dudes, this is insane. With Cocaine Bear out of the running, the contest becomes a head-to-head battle between Heifer Wolf and L.A. Beast. Heifer, driven by his love for food, continues to devour fried chicken at an astonishing rate. L.A. Beast, not one to be outdone, picks up the pace, determined to claim the title. The crowd is on the edge of their seats as the two competitors race to finish the remaining chicken. Heifer, with his insatiable appetite, pulls ahead, stuffing piece after piece into his mouth. L.A. Beast, despite his best efforts, starts to fall behind. Jim Ross exclaims, it's neck and neck. Who will come out on top? Elvira adds, Heifer's determination is incredible. Can L.A. Beast catch up? Pauly Shore, cheering, says, go Heifer! You've got this, dude. With one final triumphant bite, Heifer Wolf finishes his last piece of chicken and throws his arms up in victory. The crowd erupts in cheers as the referee signals the end of the contest. Daphne Blake announces, here is your winner and new 14-12 competitive eating champion, Heifer Wolf. Jim Ross shouts, Heifer Wolf has done it. He's the new champion. Elvira adds, what an incredible contest. Heifer's love for food has won the day. Pauly Shore, laughing and cheering, says, totally awesome, dudes. Heifer's the champ. L.A. Beast, showing good sportsmanship, shakes Heifer's hand, acknowledging his victory. Cocaine Bear remains asleep amidst the wreckage, a comical reminder of the unpredictable nature of 14-12 wrestling. As Heifer Wolf celebrates with the championship belt, the scene fades to black, and the show heads to a commercial break, leaving the audience eagerly anticipating the next exciting segment of 14-12 Wrestling's Englishtown Flea Market Mayhem. The scene transitions back to the center of the Englishtown Flea Market, where a makeshift debate stage has been set up. The audience is buzzing with curiosity as they await the unusual event. On one side of the stage stands Mr. Feeney, the wise and composed educator from Boy Meets World, while on the other side is the sentient dumpster, a massive animated trash bin with a distinctly hostile aura. Daphne Blake stands in the middle, holding a microphone, ready to moderate the debate. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a special debate. On one side, we have the beloved Mr. Feeney, and on the other, the sentient dumpster. Tonight, we'll find out who has the superior mind. The crowd cheers as Mr. Feeney adjusts his glasses, exuding calm confidence. The sentient dumpster, however, immediately starts spewing insults. You think you're so smart, Feeney? The dumpster growls, its lid flapping menacingly. You're nothing but an old windbag. I'm going to show everyone that brains aren't everything. Sometimes you got to get down and dirty. Mr. Feeney begins. Ladies and gentlemen, the value of a superior mind lies in... The dumpster cuts him off rudely. Oh, shut up, Feeney. Nobody cares about your lectures. You're just a washed-up old man. Jim Ross, on commentary watching the exchange, comments, the sentient dumpster is relentless. It's cutting off Mr. Feeney at every turn. Elvira adds, this is getting out of hand. Feeney needs to get a word in. Pauly Shore, laughing, says, totally wild, dudes. This dumpster's got a mouth on it. Mr. Feeney, maintaining his composure, tries again. If I may continue, the essence of a superior mind is... The dumpster interrupts again. Blah, blah, blah. Nobody wants to hear it, Feeney. You're living in the past. Just as the tension reaches a boiling point, Jeff Jarrett's entrance music blares through the speakers. The crowd looks on in shock as Jarrett strides to the stage, his signature guitar slung over his shoulder. Without warning, he blasts Daphne Blake over the head with the guitar, sending her crashing to the ground. Jim Ross shouts, "Good God Almighty! Jeff Jarrett has just attacked Daphne Blake!" Elvira adds, "This is chaos. What is Jarrett doing here?" Pauly Shore, stunned, says, "Totally uncool, dude. What's his deal?" Jarrett grabs the microphone, his eyes blazing with intensity. "Elvis Presley, you think you're the king of rock and roll? You're nothing but a has-been. I'm the real star around here, and I'm tired of living in your shadow." Suddenly, the opening beats of Hollaback Girl by Gwen Stefani fill the air. Gwen Stefani herself appears, taking the stage with her signature energy and style. The crowd erupts in cheers as she starts her live performance, momentarily distracting everyone from the chaos. Jim Ross exclaims, "Gwen Stefani is here. This night just keeps getting crazier." Elvira adds, "What a surprise. Gwen's here to lighten the mood." Pauly Shore, cheering, says, "Totally awesome, dudes. This is a party." As Gwen performs, the headbangers, Mosh and Thrasher, storm the stage and start moshing to the music, adding to the wild atmosphere. The crowd is divided between dancing along and trying to keep up with the unfolding madness. Mr. Feeney, visibly frustrated, tries to regain control. "This is supposed to be a debate. Can we please focus?" Just as it seems the chaos might subside, Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble burst onto the stage. "Yabba dabba doo!" Fred shouts, "We're here to tell everyone about the Water Buffalo Lodge. It's the greatest place for camaraderie and fun." Barney nods enthusiastically. "Yeah, Fred, the Water Buffalo Lodge is where it's at." Jim Ross, bewildered, comments, "Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble are here now. This is absolute bedlam." Elvira adds, "I've never seen anything like this. Feeney's losing it." Pauly Shore, laughing, says, "Totally nuts, dudes. Anything can happen." Amidst the chaos, Cookie Monster waddles onto the stage, munching on a plate of frosted cookies. "Om nom nom, me love cookies," he exclaims, crumbs flying everywhere. Before anyone can react, Bars and the Anti-Boiled Egg Brigade rush the stage. Bars, infuriated by the sight of frosted cookies, shouts, "No! Frosted cookies are just as bad as boiled eggs. We won't stand for this." Bars and his brigade members, Cliff O'Malley, Donkey Lips, Doug Funny, Lola Bunny, BB Rexa, Jackie Chan, Earl Sinclair, Sugar Shane Helms, and Akeem the African Dream, launch an all-out attack on Cookie Monster, sending him sprawling and scattering cookies everywhere. Jim Ross, shouting over the chaos, says, "The Anti-Boiled Egg Brigade is attacking Cookie Monster. This is pandemonium." Elvira adds, "This is absolute madness." Feeney's debate has turned into an all-out brawl. Pauly Shore, still laughing, says, "Totally wild, dudes. This is the craziest night ever." Mr. Feeney, at his wit's end, throws his hands up in frustration. "This is impossible. This was supposed to be a debate, not a circus." The camera captures the utter chaos on stage. Jeff Jarrett ranting about Elvis, Gwen Stefani continuing her performance amidst the headbangers moshing, Fred and Barney promoting the Water Buffalo Lodge, and the Anti-Boiled Egg Brigade battling Cookie Monster. As the scene descends further into madness, the show heads to a commercial break, leaving the audience in a state of stunned disbelief and eager anticipation for what could possibly happen next at 1412 Wrestling's Englishtown Flea Market Mayhem. The scene transitions back to the ring area, now filled with an air of anticipation and excitement as the crowd eagerly awaits the start of the 1412 Tag Team Championships elimination match. The ring is surrounded by an assortment of weapons and objects, emphasizing the no disqualification stipulation. Daphne Blake stands ready in the center of the ring to introduce the competitors. "Ladies and gentlemen," Daphne begins, her voice echoing through the flea market, "the following contest is a no disqualifications elimination match for the 1412 Tag Team Championships." The crowd erupts in cheers and applause as Daphne continues, introducing first the champions, Paula Abdul and Jason Voorhees. The eerie theme of Jason Voorhees fills the air, and the masked behemoth strides to the ring with an imposing presence. Beside him, Paula Abdul, wearing her neck brace from last week's ambush, walks confidently, showing no signs of fear. The crowd reacts with a mix of awe and respect. Jim Ross on commentary sets the stage. Paula Abdul and Jason Voorhees have been dominant champions, but tonight they face a formidable challenge with 4 other teams gunning for their titles. Elvira adds, "With the no disqualification stipulation, anything can happen. This is going to be brutal." Pauly Shore, excited, says, "Totally intense, dudes. Jason and Paula are in for a fight. Daphne continues, and their challengers, the musical duo Ailey and AJ. Ailey and AJ make their entrance to their hit song Potential Breakup Song, energizing the crowd. They slap hands with fans as they make their way to the ring, looking determined and ready for action. Jim Ross comments, Ailey and AJ have been vocal about reclaiming their titles. They're here to prove they belong at the top. Elvira adds, their chemistry and experience as a team make them strong contenders. Pauly Shore cheering says, Go Ailey and AJ! Totally awesome dudes, Daphne announces. Next, the bumbling duo from Angel Grove, Bulk and Skull. Bulk and Skull stumble to the ring, their comical antics drawing both laughter and cheers from the audience. Despite their goofy demeanor, they show a surprising level of determination. Jim Ross remarks, Bulk and Skull may be the underdogs, but they've got heart. Don't count them out. Elvira adds, they're here for a fight and they might just surprise us all. Pauly Shore, laughing, says, totally rad, dudes. Bulk and Skull are gonna rock this. Daphne continues, and their opponents, the irreverent duo, Beavis and Butthead. Beavis and Butthead saunter to the ring, making crude jokes and mocking the other teams. The crowd reacts with a mix of amusement and groans. Jim Ross comments, Beavis and Butthead are unpredictable. This match is right up their alley. Elvira adds, their antics could either be their downfall or their advantage. Pauly Shore, laughing, says, totally nuts, dudes. These guys are wild. Daphne concludes, and their final opponents, the legendary team, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. The iconic theme of the Chicago Bulls blares through the speakers, and Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen make their entrance to a thunderous ovation. The basketball legends look focused and ready to dominate, their championship pedigree evident. Jim Ross exclaims, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, the ultimate dream team. Can they translate their basketball success to the wrestling ring? Elvira adds, their athleticism and teamwork are unmatched. They're serious contenders. Pauly Shore, cheering, says, totally epic, dudes. Jordan and Pippen are going to slam dunk this. With all teams in the ring, the bell rings, officially starting the chaotic no disqualifications elimination match. Immediately, the action erupts into a brawl, with all teams engaging in a flurry of punches, kicks, and weapon strikes. The crowd is on their feet, cheering for their favorites. Jim Ross calls the action, this is pure chaos. All teams are going at it with everything they've got. Elvira adds, with no disqualifications, anything can happen. This is going to be brutal. Pauly Shore, excited, says, totally wild, dudes. This is intense. The teams quickly realize that the biggest threat is the reigning champions, Paula Abdul and Jason Voorhees. An unspoken alliance forms as Allie and AJ, Bulk and Skull, Beavis and Butthead, and Jordan and Pippen all turn their attention to the champions. Jason Voorhees, wielding a machete, swings wildly, but the combined efforts of the other teams begin to wear him down. Paula Abdul tries to fend off the attacks, but her neck injury makes her vulnerable. Jim Ross exclaims, all teams have united to take out Jason and Paula. This is incredible. Elvira adds, the champions are in serious trouble. They're being overwhelmed. Pauly Shore, cheering, says, go, dudes, take them down. The alliance proves successful as the teams work together to isolate and eliminate the champions. Ali and AJ deliver a double super kick to Paula Abdul, sending her crashing to the mat. Jordan and Pippen use their athletic prowess to outmaneuver Jason, with Pippen delivering a stunning spinning kick that knocks Jason off his feet. Bulk and Skull, seizing the moment, lift Jason and slam him into a pile of chairs. Beavis and Butthead, seeing their opportunity, jump onto the fallen Jason and Paula, securing the pinfall with the help of the other teams. The referee counts 1, 2, 3. Jason Voorhees and Paula Abdul have been eliminated. Jim Ross shouts, the champions have been eliminated. We're guaranteed new champions tonight. Elvira adds, this match is far from over. Now it's anyone's game. Pauly Shore, cheering, says, totally awesome, dudes. This is insane. With the champions out of the picture, the remaining teams turn on each other, the alliance quickly dissolving into chaos once more. Ailey and AJ and Bulk and Skull clash with Beavis and Butthead, while Jordan and Pippen take on all comers with their superior athleticism. Jim Ross calls the action, it's every team for themselves now. Who will come out on top? Elvira adds, the intensity is off the charts. These teams want those titles. Pauly Shore, excited, says, go, dudes. This is epic. The match continues with high-flying moves, brutal weapon shots, and near falls. Beavis and Butthead manage to eliminate Bulk and Skull after Butthead hits a diving headbutt on Skull, securing the pinfall. Ali and AJ, showing their resilience and teamwork, take advantage of the chaos, hitting their signature moves on Beavis and Butthead. Ali pins Beavis after a double-team finisher, eliminating the irreverent duo. Jim Ross exclaims, Ali and AJ have eliminated Beavis and Butthead. We're down to 2 teams. Elvira adds, it's Ali and AJ versus Jordan and Pippin for the titles. Pauly Shore cheering says, totally awesome, dudes. This is it. The final showdown between Ali and AJ and Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen is a display of athleticism, skill, and determination. The crowd is on the edge of their seats as the 2 teams exchange rapid-fire moves and counters. Ali and AJ use their high-flying offense to keep Jordan and Pippen off balance, but the basketball legends' teamwork and experience give them the edge. Pippen hits a devastating slam on AJ, and Jordan follows up with a spectacular leap from the top rope, hitting a perfect elbow drop. Jim Ross shouts, Jordan with the elbow drop. This could be it. Elvira adds, what a move. Jordan and Pippen are on fire. Pauly Shore, cheering, says, totally rad, dudes. Jordan and Pippen are going to win this. Jordan covers AJ for the pin as Pippen keeps Ali at bay. The referee counts 1, 2, 3. Daphne Blake, recovering from the earlier attack, announces, here are your winners and new 14-12 tag team champions Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Jim Ross exclaims, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen have done it. They are the new 14-12 tag team champions. Elvira adds, what an incredible match. Jordan and Pippen have proven their dominance once again. Pauly Shore, cheering, says, totally epic, dudes. Jordan and Pippen are the champs. The crowd erupts in cheers as Jordan and Pippen celebrate their hard-fought victory, holding the championship belts high. Ali and AJ, despite their loss, receive applause for their valiant effort. The scene fades to black as the show heads to a commercial break, leaving the audience in awe of the thrilling action at 14-12 Wrestling's Englishtown Flea Market Mayhem. The scene transitions back to the ring, now decorated with medieval banners and weapons, setting the stage for the sword-fighting championship match. The crowd is buzzing with anticipation, eager to see the Tick defend his title against the unpredictable Gary Busey. Daphne Blake stands in the center of the ring, ready to introduce the competitors. Ladies and gentlemen, Daphne begins, her voice carrying over the excited crowd. The following contest is for the sword-fighting championship. The crowd cheers as Daphne continues, introducing first the challenger, accompanied by the entire golf cart stable, Gary Busey. The iconic riffs of Iron Maiden's Run to the Hills blast through the speakers, and Gary Busey, accompanied by the entire golf cart stable, makes his entrance. The group, visibly drunk and belligerent, stumbles down the ramp, causing a ruckus. Gary Busey, swinging a sword wildly, shouts incoherently, while the rest of the stable members, Gary Busey, Iron Sheik, John 420, Bobby Two Beers, Bart Gunn, Alex Trebek, Pyrodog, Greg Biffle, and thousands of ancient Sumerians wielding chainsaws follow, adding to the chaotic scene. Jim Ross on commentary sets the stage. Gary Busey is known for his unpredictability, and with the golf cart stable backing him up, this match is sure to be wild. Elvira adds, Busey's entrance is pure chaos. This is going to be a battle like no other. Pauly Shore, excited, says, totally intense, dudes. Busey and the golf cart are out of control, Daphne continues. And his opponent, the reigning sword-fighting champion, the Tick. The Tick's heroic theme plays, and the Tick strides to the ring with confidence and purpose, his blue suit gleaming under the lights. The crowd cheers loudly for the champion, who raises his sword high, ready to defend his title. Jim Ross comments, the Tick is a true hero, and he's proven time and again why he's the champion. But tonight, he faces an unprecedented challenge. Elvira adds, the Tick's strength and determination will be tested against Busey and his drunken entourage. Pauly Shore, cheering, says, go Tick, show them what you've got, dude. The Tick enters the ring and squares off against Gary Busey, who stumbles forward, still swinging his sword erratically. The golf cart stable surrounds the ring, shouting encouragement and taunts, creating an atmosphere of barely contained chaos. The referee signals for the bell, and the match begins. The Tick and Gary Busey clash swords, with Busey's wild swings contrasting sharply with the Tick's controlled and precise movements. The crowd watches in awe as the two combatants battle fiercely. Jim Ross calls the action The Tick is showing his skill and composure, but Busey's unpredictability is making this a tough fight. Elvira adds, Busey's drunken antics are dangerous. The Tick needs to stay focused. Pauly Shore, excited, says, totally wild, dudes. This is intense. As the match continues, members of the golf cart stable begin to interfere, using their chainsaws and other weapons to create distractions. John 420 tosses a beer can into the ring, which Busey catches and takes a swig from before returning to the fight with renewed, albeit drunken, vigor. Jim Ross shouts, the golf cart stable is turning this into a brawl. This is madness. Elvira adds, the Tick is fighting against impossible odds. Can he overcome this chaos? Pauly Shore, cheering, says, go Tick, you've got this, dude. Despite the interference, the Tick holds his ground, using his strength and agility to counter Busey's attacks. Busey, in his drunken state, swings wildly, but the Tick deftly dodges and counters, landing precise blows that weaken his opponent. The golf cart stable continues to interfere, with Gary Busey, Iron Sheik, Bobby Two Beers, and Bart Gunn taking turns distracting the referee and trying to help Busey. The Tick, showing his heroic resolve, fights them off one by one, using his sword to disarm and incapacitate the attackers. Jim Ross exclaims, the Tick is taking on the entire golf cart stable. This is incredible, Elvira adds. His determination and strength are truly remarkable. The Tick is a hero. Pauly Shore, cheering, says, totally awesome, dudes. The Tick's kicking ass. In a dramatic turn, Gary Busey, realizing he's losing the fight, calls for a desperate final attack. The entire golf cart stable rushes the ring, attempting to overwhelm the Tick. The champion, however, stands his ground, using his sword and sheer strength to fend off the attackers. With a final, heroic effort, the Tick delivers a powerful swing that disarms Gary Busey, sending his sword flying across the ring. The crowd erupts in cheers as the Tick lifts Busey into the air and delivers a devastating slam, pinning him to the mat. The referee counts 1, 2, 3. Daphne Blake announces, here is your winner and still the sword-fighting champion, the Tick. Jim Ross shouts, the Tick has done it. He's defended his title against impossible odds. Elvira adds, what an incredible display of heroism and skill. The Tick is truly a champion. Pauly Shore, cheering, says, totally epic, dudes. The Tick's the man. The crowd erupts in applause as the Tick stands tall in the ring, holding his championship belt high. The golf cart stable retreats, nursing their wounds and vowing revenge. The scene fades to black as the show heads to a commercial break, leaving the audience in awe of the Tick's heroic victory at 1412 Wrestling's Englishtown Flea Market Mayhem. The scene transitions back to the ring, where the crowd is buzzing with excitement for the next match. The atmosphere is electric as Daphne Blake stands in the center of the ring, ready to introduce the competitors. Ladies and gentlemen, Daphne begins, her voice carrying over the excited crowd. The following contest is scheduled for one fall. The crowd cheers as Daphne continues. Introducing first, from Green Hill Zone, Sonic the Hedgehog. The iconic theme of Sonic the Hedgehog blares through the speakers, and Sonic speeds down the ramp, stopping briefly to high-five fans. The crowd erupts in cheers as the beloved blue hedgehog makes his way to the ring, bouncing on his toes and exuding confidence. Jim Ross on commentary sets the stage. Sonic the Hedgehog is one of the fastest and most beloved characters in all of gaming. Tonight, he steps into the ring to prove his wrestling prowess. Elvira adds, Sonic's speed and agility are unmatched. This is going to be a spectacle. Pauly Shore, excited, says, totally awesome, dudes. Sonic's gonna rock this. Sonic takes a microphone and addresses the crowd, his voice full of energy. Hey everyone, I'm here to show that speed isn't just for racing, it's for winning. Dave Meltzer, you think you're tough? Let's see if you can keep up with me. The crowd cheers wildly as Sonic hands the microphone back to Daphne, who continues, and his opponent, from Wrestling Observer Newsletter, Dave Meltzer. Dave Meltzer makes his way to the ring, looking disgruntled and carrying a clipboard filled with notes. The crowd reacts with a mix of boos and indifference as Meltzer climbs into the ring, adjusting his glasses and scowling at the audience. Jim Ross comments, Dave Meltzer is known for his critical reviews of wrestling matches. Tonight, he steps into the ring to back up his words. Elvira adds, Meltzer's analytical mind may not be enough to match Sonic's speed. Pauly Shore, laughing, says, totally wild, dudes. Meltzer's got to keep up. Meltzer grabs a microphone and addresses the crowd, his voice dripping with disdain. This show is a joke. The quality of wrestling here is abysmal. I'm here to show what real wrestling is all about. Sonic, you may be fast, but speed isn't everything. Let's see if you can handle a real competitor. The crowd boos as Meltzer hands the microphone back to Daphne and the bell rings, officially starting the match. Sonic and Meltzer circle each other in the ring, with Sonic bouncing on his toes and Meltzer trying to keep his composure. Jim Ross calls the action. Sonic's speed is going to be a challenge for Meltzer. Let's see how he handles it. Elvira adds, Sonic is full of energy and ready to prove himself. Pauly Shore, excited, says, Go Sonic, show him what you've got, dude. Sonic immediately uses his speed to his advantage, darting around Meltzer and landing quick, precise strikes. Meltzer, despite his best efforts, struggles to keep up with Sonic's lightning-fast movements. Sonic delivers a series of rapid kicks, sending Meltzer staggering back. Jim Ross comments, Sonic's speed is too much for Meltzer. He's all over him. Elvira adds, Meltzer is out of his depth here. Sonic is in control. Pauly Shore, cheering, says, Totally awesome, dudes. Sonic's dominating. Sonic continues to outmaneuver Meltzer, bouncing off the ropes and hitting a high-flying dropkick that sends Meltzer crashing to the mat. Meltzer, looking dazed, tries to regain his footing, but Sonic is relentless. With a final burst of speed, Sonic delivers his signature move, the spin dash, hitting Meltzer with incredible force. Jim Ross shouts, Spin dash, Sonic's going for the pin. Elvira adds, This is it, Sonic's got this. Pauly Shore, excited, says, Go Sonic, you've got him, dude. Sonic covers Meltzer and the referee counts 1, 2, 3. Daphne Blake announces, Here is your winner, Sonic the Hedgehog. Jim Ross exclaims, Sonic the Hedgehog has done it. He's proven his dominance in the ring. Elvira adds, What a performance. Sonic's speed and skill are unmatched. Pauly Shore, cheering, says, Totally rad, dudes. Sonic's the champ. As Sonic celebrates his victory, the crowd cheers wildly. However, the celebration is short-lived as the familiar voice of Elmer Fudd echoes through the arena. Be Viewy, quiet. I'm hunting hedgehogs, Elmer Fudd says, stepping into the arena with a shotgun in hand. Jim Ross shouts, What the hell is this? Elmer Fudd is here. Elvira adds, This is insane. He's hunting Sonic. Pauly Shore, laughing, says, Totally nuts, dudes. This is wild. Elmer Fudd starts firing his shotgun at Sonic, but the speedy hedgehog is too fast to hit. Sonic zips around the ring, dodging every shot with ease, while Fudd grows increasingly frustrated. Jim Ross comments, Sonic is too fast for Elmer Fudd. He can't catch him. Elvira adds, This is a hilarious sight. Sonic's making a fool out of Fudd. Pauly Shore, laughing, says, Go Sonic. Run, dude. As Elmer Fudd continues to miss his shots, Sonic taunts him, darting in and out of the ring. The crowd is in stitches, enjoying the comedic spectacle. The scene reaches a climax as Sonic zips around Fudd, tying him up with his own shotgun strap and leaving him tangled and frustrated. The camera captures Sonic standing triumphantly while Fudd struggles to free himself. The scene fades to black as the show heads to a commercial break. The scene transitions back to the ring area, which is now set for the highly anticipated stable championship match. The crowd is buzzing with excitement as Daphne Blake stands in the center of the ring, ready to introduce the competitors. Ladies and gentlemen, Daphne begins, her voice carrying over the enthusiastic crowd, and the following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the 14-12 Stable Championship. The crowd erupts in cheers and applause as Daphne continues, introducing first, the challengers, the On Point Kings. The arena lights dim, and a cool yet sinister theme music begins to play. The On Point Kings, Santa Claus, Strong Bad, Strong Mad, and the Cheat make their entrance, exuding a mix of charisma and menace. The crowd reacts with a mix of boos and awe as the villainous stable makes their way to the ring, each member displaying their unique and imposing presence. Jim Ross on commentary sets the stage. The On Point Kings have been a force to be reckoned with in 14-12 wrestling. Their combination of charisma and villainy makes them dangerous opponents. Elvira adds, They're cool, they're calculated, and they're ready to take those titles. Pauly Shore, excited, says, Totally rad, dudes. The On Point Kings are here to dominate. The On Point Kings enter the ring, their confidence and aura of cool villainy evident. Daphne continues, and their opponents, the reigning 14-12 stable champions, Raphael, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Joey Tribbiani. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles iconic theme song blares through the speakers, and Raphael, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Joey Tribbiani make their entrance to a thunderous ovation. The champions, accompanied by their human ally, Joey, look determined and focused as they make their way to the ring, slapping hands with fans and displaying their signature moves. Jim Ross comments, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Joey Tribbiani have proven themselves as formidable champions. Tonight, they face one of their toughest challenges yet. Elvira adds, the Turtles' teamwork and Joey's resilience make them a strong unit. This is strong unit. This is going to be an epic battle. Pauly Shore, cheering, says, go Turtles and Joey. Show them what you've got, dudes. The champions enter the ring and stand opposite the On Point Kings, the tension palpable as the two teams face off. The referee signals for the bell and the match begins. Jim Ross calls the action. Here we go. The 14-12 Stable Championship is on the line. Elvira adds, both teams are ready to give it their all. This is going to be intense. Pauly Shore, excited, says, totally awesome, dudes. This is going to be epic. The match starts with Raphael squaring off against Strong Bad. Raphael uses his agility and martial arts skills to outmaneuver Strong Bad, delivering a series of quick strikes and kicks. Strong Bad, however, counters with his brute strength, landing a powerful clothesline that sends Raphael to the mat. Jim Ross comments, Strong Bad's strength is impressive, but Raphael's agility keeps him in the fight. Elvira adds, this is a clash of styles, and both competitors are showing their skills. Pauly Shore, cheering, says, go Raphael, you've got this, dude. The action quickly escalates as the other team members get involved. Donatello uses his bow staff to fend off attacks from Strong Mad, displaying his technical prowess. Michelangelo, with his nunchaku, takes on the Cheat, delivering a series of high-flying moves that keep the crowd on their feet. Jim Ross calls the action. Donatello and Michelangelo are showing why they're champions. Their teamwork and skills are unmatched. Elvira adds, the Turtles' coordination is incredible. They're working together seamlessly. Pauly Shore, cheering, says, totally rad, dudes. The Turtles are rocking it. Joey Tribbiani, the wild card of the team, steps into the ring to face Santa Claus. Joey's unorthodox style and comedic antics initially throw Santa off balance, but Santa quickly recovers, using his size and power to dominate Joey. Jim Ross comments, Joey's resilience is impressive, but Santa's power is overwhelming. Elvira adds, Joey needs to use his wits to overcome Santa's strength. Pauly Shore, cheering, says, go Joey! Show him what you've got, dude! The match reaches a fever pitch as all 8 competitors brawl inside and outside the ring. The On Point Kings use their villainous tactics to gain the upper hand, with Strong Mad and the Cheat double-teaming Michelangelo, and Santa Claus delivering a devastating slam to Donatello. Jim Ross calls the action, the On Point Kings are using every dirty, dirty trick in the book. This is a brutal fight. Elvira adds, the Turtles and Joey are in trouble. They need to rally together. Pauly Shore, cheering, says, come on, Turtles and Joey, you've got this, dudes. The champions, showing their resilience and teamwork, begin to mount a comeback. Raphael and Donatello execute a perfect double-team maneuver on Strong Bad, sending him crashing into the turnbuckle. Michelangelo and Joey take down Strong Mad with a combination of high-flying moves and well-timed strikes. Jim Ross shouts, the champions are fighting back. This is incredible. Elvira adds, their determination and teamwork are shining through. They're not giving up. Pauly Shore, cheering, says, totally awesome, dudes. The Turtles and Joey are rocking it. In a dramatic turn of events, the Cheat tries to use a hidden weapon, but Joey intercepts him, hitting a surprise DDT that leaves the Cheat incapacitated. Raphael and Donatello focus on Santa Claus, delivering a series of powerful kicks and strikes that weaken the big man. The match reaches its climax as Michelangelo ascends the top rope, ready to deliver his finishing move. The crowd watches in anticipation as Michelangelo leaps off the top rope, hitting a perfect flying kick on Santa Claus, sending him crashing to the mat. Jim Ross shouts, Michelangelo with the flying kick. This could be it. Elvira adds, what a move. The champions are going for the win. Pauly Shore, cheering, says, go Michelangelo. You've got this, dude. Raphael, Donatello, and Joey each pin their respective opponents while the referee counts 1, 2, 3. Daphne Blake announces, here are your winners, and still the 14-12 state Ashar. Segment 11. Daphne Blake announces, Here are your winners, and still the 1412 stable champions, Raphael, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Joey Tribbiani. Jim Ross exclaims, "The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Joey Tribbiani have done it. They've defended their titles in an incredible match." Elvira adds, "What a performance. Their teamwork and determination have paid off." Pauly Shore, cheering, says, "Totally epic, dudes. The Turtles and Joey are the champs." The crowd erupts in applause as the champions celebrate their hard-fought victory, holding the championship belts high. The On Point Kings retreat, nursing their wounds and vowing revenge. The scene fades to black as the show heads to a commercial break, leaving the audience in awe of the thrilling action at 1412 Wrestling's Englishtown Flea Mayhem. The scene transitions to the backstage area, where the competitors for the next match are preparing for their upcoming bout. The camera focuses on the first competitor, Scott Steiner, who is accompanied by his rabid tigers. Steiner, known for his intense and unpredictable nature, steps forward, ready to cut his promo. Scott Steiner, muscles bulging and eyes blazing with intensity, looks directly into the camera. "Listen up. Tonight, Scott Steiner is here to show why I'm the best in this business. Vince Russo, Carl Winslow, Steve Urkel, you're all stepping into the ring with the big bad booty daddy, and you're going to regret it. My tigers are hungry, and I'm going to tear you apart. Holla if you hear me." The camera then shifts to Jim Cornette, who stands beside Steiner, holding his trademark tennis racket. Cornette, always the mouthpiece, adds his own fiery words. "Vince Russo, you've been a thorn in my side for too long. Tonight, you and your buddies are going to get a lesson in real wrestling from Scott Steiner, Jesse Ventura, and me. We're going to put an end to your nonsense once and for all." Next, the camera moves to Jesse, the Body Ventura, who stands confidently with his arms crossed. Ventura, known for his powerful presence, addresses the camera. "I've seen a lot of things in my career, but tonight, we're going to see something special. Russo, Winslow, Urkel, you're in for a world of hurt. Scott Steiner and Jim Cornette are going to tear you apart, and I'm going to enjoy every minute of it." The camera then transitions to Vince Russo, Carl Winslow, and Steve Urkel, who are huddled together preparing for their match. Vince Russo, ever the schemer, steps forward with a smirk. "Scott Steiner, Cornette, Ventura, you think you're tough? You think you can intimidate us? Think again. Tonight, we're bringing the fight to you. Carl Winslow's got the law on his side, and Urkel's got the brains, and me, I've got the cunning to outsmart all of you." Carl Winslow, the seasoned police officer, steps forward, his face stern and determined. "Steiner, Cornette, Ventura, you're bullies. And as a cop, I've dealt with bullies my whole life. Tonight, I'm going to show you that justice always prevails. You're going down." Finally, Steve Urkel, the lovable yet quirky genius, adjusts his glasses and speaks with uncharacteristic confidence. "Did I do that? Tonight, I'm going to do something no one expects. I'm going to fight. Scott Steiner, Jim Cornette, Jesse Ventura, you're all going to be surprised at what this nerd can do. Prepare to be Urkel-ed." The camera captures the intensity and determination in the eyes of all 6 competitors as they prepare for their match. The scene transitions back to the ring area, now filled with an air of anticipation and excitement. The crowd is buzzing as Daphne Blake stands in the center of the ring, ready to introduce the competitors for the highly anticipated 6-man tag team match. "Ladies and gentlemen," Daphne begins, her voice carrying over the excited crowd, "the following contest is a 6-man tag team match." The crowd cheers as Daphne continues. Introducing first, accompanied by his rabid tigers, Scott Steiner and his partners, Jim Cornette and Jesse the Body Ventura. The arena lights dim, and the powerful sound of Iron Maiden's "Run to the Hills" blares through the speakers. Scott Steiner, muscles bulging and eyes blazing with intensity, makes his entrance accompanied by his rabid tigers. The crowd reacts with a mix of boos and awe as Steiner, Cornette, and Ventura make their way to the ring. Cornette holds his trademark tennis racket, while Ventura exudes confidence and power. Jim Ross on commentary sets the stage. "Scott Steiner, Jim Cornette, and Jesse Ventura, this is a formidable team. Steiner's strength, Cornette's cunning, and Ventura's power make them dangerous opponents." Elvira adds, "With those rabid tigers at ringside, anything can happen. This is going to be chaotic." Pauly Shore, excited, says, "Totally intense, dude. Steiner and his crew are ready to dominate." The menacing trio enters the ring, with the tigers prowling menacingly at ringside. Daphne continues, and their opponents Vince Russo, Carl Winslow, and Steve Urkel. The arena lights brighten as Vince Russo, Carl Winslow, and Steve Urkel make their entrance to a chorus of cheers and encouragement from the crowd. Russo smirks confidently, Winslow looks determined and focused, and Urkel, though nervous, shows uncharacteristic resolve. Jim Ross comments, Vince Russo, Carl Winslow, and Steve Urkel. An unlikely trio, but one that's ready to fight. Winslow's experience, Urkel's brains, and Russo's cunning could be a winning combination. Elvira adds, they've got the crowd behind them. This is going to be a battle. Pauly Shore, cheering, says, go Russo, Winslow, and Urkel. Show them what you've got, dudes. The unlikely trio enters the ring, standing opposite Steiner, Cornette, and Ventura. The tension is palpable as the referee signals for the bell, officially starting the match. Jim Ross calls the action. Here we go. The six-man tag team match is underway. Elvira adds, both teams are ready to give it their all. This is going to be intense. Pauly Shore, excited, says, totally awesome, dudes. This is going to be epic. The match begins with Scott Steiner squaring off against Carl Winslow. Steiner uses his overwhelming strength to dominate early, delivering powerful strikes and slams. Winslow, showing his resilience, fights back with a series of punches and a body slam that momentarily staggers Steiner. Jim Ross comments, Carl Winslow is showing his toughness, but Steiner's strength is overwhelming. Elvira adds, Winslow needs to use his experience to outsmart Steiner. Pauly Shore, cheering, says, go Winslow. You've got this, dude. The action quickly escalates as Jim Cornette and Vince Russo tag in, bringing their long-standing rivalry to the forefront. Cornette uses his tennis racket to his advantage, while Russo relies on his cunning and dirty tactics to keep Cornette at bay. The crowd is on their feet, cheering for Russo as he outmaneuvers Cornette. Jim Ross calls the action. Russo and Cornette are going at it. This is personal, Elvira adds. Their rivalry is adding extra intensity to this match. Pauly Shore, cheering, says, go Russo. Show him what you've got, dude. The match reaches a dramatic point as Steve Urkel tags in, facing off against Jesse Ventura. Urkel, using his agility and brains, manages to dodge Ventura's powerful strikes, landing a few surprising hits of his own. The crowd cheers for Urkel's unexpected resilience. Jim Ross comments, Urkel is surprising everyone with his agility and brains. Elvira adds, he's using his wits to outsmart Ventura. Pauly Shore, cheering, says, go Urkel, you're rocking it, dude. The match becomes chaotic as all six competitors brawl inside and outside the ring. The rabid tigers at ringside add to the tension, snarling and snapping at the opponents. Steiner, Cornette, and Ventura use their power and dirty tactics to gain the upper hand, while Russo, Winslow, and Urkel fight back with everything they've got. Jim Ross calls the action. This is pure chaos. All six competitors are giving it their all. Elvira adds, the Tigers are adding an extra layer of danger to this match. Pauly Shore, excited, says, totally wild, dudes. This is intense. In a dramatic turn of events, Scott Steiner manages to isolate Steve Urkel on the apron. Steiner, his eyes filled with fury, lifts Urkel into the air and delivers a devastating Steiner screwdriver off the apron onto the floor. The crowd gasps in shock and horror as Urkel crashes to the ground, seemingly lifeless. Jim Ross shouts, my God, Steiner just hit the Steiner screwdriver on Urkel off the apron. This is brutal. Elvira adds, Urkel is seriously hurt. This is hard to watch. Pauly Shore, shocked, says, totally gnarly, dudes. Urkel's in trouble. As the referee checks on Urkel, Steiner, consumed by his rage, grabs a microphone. He points menacingly at Carl Winslow. Winslow, you see what I did to Urkel? You're next. And after I'm done with you, I'm coming for your wife. She's going to know what it's like to be with a real man. The crowd erupts in boos and outrage as Steiner's words echo through the arena. The rabid tigers, sensing the chaos, turn their attention to the referee, mauling him viciously. Jim Ross exclaims, this is too much. Steiner has crossed the line. Elvira adds, someone needs to stop this madness. The referee is being mauled. Pauly Shore, horrified, says, totally insane, dudes. This is out of control. The scene becomes pure chaos as the referee is incapacitated by the Tigers, and the match descends into an all-out brawl. Vince Russo and Carl Winslow try to fight off Steiner, Cornette, and Ventura, but the numbers and the added threat of the Tigers make it a losing battle. The camera captures the intensity and brutality of the scene as the show heads to a commercial break, leaving the audience in shock and eagerly anticipating what will happen next in 1412 Wrestling's Englishtown Flea Market, Market Mayhem. The scene transitions back to the ring area, now buzzing with anticipation for the next match. The crowd is electric, ready to see the Tanner family face off against the formidable Foot Clan in a 6 versus 6 elimination match. Daphne Blake stands in the center of the ring, prepared to introduce the competitors. Ladies and gentlemen, Daphne begins, her voice booming over the excited crowd. The following contest is a 6 versus 6 elimination match. The crowd cheers as Daphne continues, introducing first the Foot Clan. The arena lights dim, and the menacing theme music of the Foot Clan fills the air. Shredder, Leonardo, Chandler Bing, Bebop, Rocksteady, and Krang make their entrance, exuding an aura of intimidation and ruthlessness. The crowd reacts with a mix of boos and awe as the villainous group makes their way to the ring, each member looking ready for battle. Jim Ross on commentary sets the stage. The Foot Clan is one of the most dangerous and ruthless groups in 1412 wrestling. Their strength and cunning make them a formidable force. Elvira adds, "They're here to dominate and destroy. This is going to be a tough fight for the Tanner family." Pauly Shore, excited, says, "Totally gnarly. Dudes, the Foot Clan is ready to rock." The Foot Clan enters the ring, their presence intimidating and their focus sharp. Daphne continues, and their opponents, the Tanner family. The iconic theme song of Full House plays, and the Tanner family, Danny Tanner, DJ Tanner, Stephanie Tanner, Michelle Tanner, Jesse Katsopoulos, and Joey Gladstone make their entrance to a thunderous ovation. The crowd erupts in cheers as the beloved family makes their way to the ring, each member displaying their determination and unity. Jim Ross comments, "The Tanner family may not be traditional wrestlers, but their bond and determination make them a strong unit. They're fighting for family." Elvira adds, "Their love for each other and their fans will drive them to give everything they've got. This is going to be a battle." Pauly Shore, cheering, says, "Go Tanners, show them what you've got, dudes." The Tanner family enters the ring, standing united against the Foot Clan. The tension is palpable as the two teams face off, the crowd eagerly anticipating the start of the match. The referee signals for the bell and the match begins. Jim Ross calls the action, "Here we go." The 6 versus 6 elimination match is underway. Elvira adds, "Both teams are ready to give it their all. This is going to be intense." Pauly Shore, excited, says, "Totally awesome, dudes. This is going to be epic." The match starts with Danny Tanner squaring off against Chandler Bing. Danny uses his fatherly wisdom and unexpected strength to hold his own against Chandler, delivering a series of quick jabs and a body slam that momentarily stuns his opponent. Jim Ross comments, "Danny Tanner is showing surprising strength and resilience. He's fighting for his family." Elvira adds, "Chandler Bing's sarcasm won't save him here. Danny is giving it his all." Pauly Shore, cheering, says, "Go Danny! You've got this, dude." The action quickly escalates as the other team members get involved. DJ Tanner uses her athleticism to outmaneuver Rocksteady, landing high-flying moves and quick strikes. Stephanie Tanner, with her spunky attitude, takes on Bebop, showing surprising agility and determination. Jim Ross calls the action, "DJ and Stephanie are proving they're not to be underestimated. They're fighting with everything they've got." Elvira adds, "The Tanner girls are showing incredible heart and skill. This is impressive." Pauly Shore, cheering, says, "Totally rad, dudes. DJ and Stephanie are rocking it." Michelle Tanner, the youngest of the family, shows her spirit and resilience as she faces off against Krang. Despite the size difference, Michelle uses her quickness and cleverness to evade Krang's powerful attacks, landing surprising hits that frustrate the villain. Jim Ross comments, "Michelle Tanner is showing incredible bravery and resilience. She's a fighter." Elvira adds, "Her determination and quick thinking are keeping her in the fight." Pauly Shore, cheering, says, "Go Michelle. You're awesome, dude." Jesse Katsopoulos and Joey Gladstone bring their own unique strengths to the match. Jesse, with his cool demeanor and rock star flair, takes on Leonardo, matching him move for move. Joey, with his comedic antics and surprising agility, takes on Shredder, using his humor to throw the villain off balance. Jim Ross calls the action, "Jesse and Joey are showing their skills and determination. They're giving it their all." Elvira adds, Their teamwork and resilience are impressive. They're fighting for their family. Pauly Shore, cheering, says, totally epic dudes. Jesse and Joey are rocking it. The match becomes chaotic as all 12 competitors brawl inside and outside the ring. The Foot Clan uses their strength and cunning to gain the upper hand, while the Tanner family relies on their unity and determination to fight back. Jim Ross calls the action, "This is pure chaos. Both teams are giving it their all." Elvira adds, "The Tanners are fighting with everything they've got. This is a battle." Pauly Shore, excited, says, "Totally wild, dudes. This is intense." The eliminations begin as Krang overpowers Michelle Tanner, delivering a devastating powerbomb that leads to the first pinfall. The crowd boos as Michelle is eliminated, but the Tanners rally together, determined to fight on. Jim Ross comments, "Michelle Tanner has been eliminated, but the Tanners are not giving up. They're fighting for their family." Elvira adds, "Their unity and determination are shining through. They're not backing down." Pauly Shore, cheering, says, "Go Tanners! You've got this, dudes." The eliminations continue as Bebop takes out Stephanie Tanner with a brutal clothesline, and Rocksteady eliminates DJ Tanner with a powerful slam. The Tanners are down but not out as Danny, Jesse, and Joey fight on. Jim Ross calls the action, "The Tanners are taking heavy losses, but they're still fighting. This is pure heart." Elvira adds, "Their determination is incredible. They're not backing down." Pauly Shore, cheering, says, "Go Danny, Jesse, and Joey. You've got this, dudes." In a dramatic turn, Jesse and Joey manage to eliminate Bebop and Rocksteady with a series of high-flying moves and clever tactics. The crowd erupts in cheers as the Tanners even the odds, but the battle is far from over. Jim Ross shouts, "Jesse and Joey are fighting back. They've evened the odds." Elvira adds, "Their teamwork and determination are paying off. This is incredible." Pauly Shore, cheering, says, "Totally awesome, dudes. Jesse and Joey are rocking it." The match reaches its climax as Danny Tanner faces off against Shredder, and Jesse and Joey take on Leonardo and Chandler Bing. The action is intense, with each competitor giving everything they've got. Jim Ross calls the action, "This is it, the final moments of this incredible match." Elvira adds, "Both teams are giving it their all. This is pure determination." Pauly Shore, excited, says, "Totally epic, dudes. This is wild." In a dramatic and heroic moment, Danny Tanner manages to outmaneuver Shredder, delivering a surprising DDT that leads to the pinfall. The crowd erupts in cheers as Shredder is eliminated. Jim Ross shouts, "Danny Tanner has eliminated Shredder. This is incredible." Elvira adds, "What a moment. The Tanners are fighting with everything they've got." Pauly Shore, cheering, says, "Go Danny, you're awesome, dude." The match comes down to Jesse and Joey versus Leonardo and Chandler Bing. The action is intense, with each team member giving everything they've got. In a final dramatic moment, Jesse hits Leonardo with a super kick, while Joey takes down Chandler Bing with a surprise DDT. The referee counts 1, 2, 3. Daphne Blake announces, "Here are your winners, the Tanner family." Jim Ross exclaims, "The Tanner family has done it. They've won this incredible match." Elvira adds, "What a performance. Their unity and determination have paid off." Pauly Shore, cheering, says, "Totally epic, dudes. The Tanners are the champs." The crowd erupts in applause as the Tanner family celebrates their hard-fought victory, standing tall in the ring. The Foot Clan retreats, nursing their wounds and vowing revenge. The scene fades to black as the show heads to a commercial break, leaving the audience in awe of the thrilling action at 1412 Wrestling's Englishtown Flea Market, Mayhem. The scene transitions to the backstage area, where the atmosphere is thick with tension following the dramatic 6 versus 6 elimination match. Grover, holding a microphone, stands in front of a large 1412 wrestling banner, waiting to interview the Foot Clan about their surprising loss. Grover begins, his voice steady and professional. "Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the Foot Clan, who have just come off a tough loss against the Tanner family. Shredder, how are you feeling after such an unexpected outcome?" The camera pans to reveal Shredder, Leonardo, Chandler Bing, Bebop, Rocksteady, and Krang, all looking frustrated and angry. Shredder, with his menacing presence and gleaming armor, steps forward, his eyes blazing with fury. Shredder snarls, his voice dripping with contempt. "Unexpected? No, Grover, this was a fluke. The Tanner family got lucky, and luck won't save them next time. We underestimated them, but rest assured it won't happen again. They've awoken the wrath of the Foot Clan, and they will pay dearly for it. Grover, maintaining his composure, turns to Leonardo. Leonardo, you and your brothers were once close allies with the Tanners. How does it feel to be on the losing end tonight? Leonardo, his expression cold and calculating, responds, The Tanners were never our allies, Grover. They were merely distractions. Tonight, they got the better of us, but that was a one-time event. They caught us off guard. Next time, we will be prepared, and we will dismantle them piece by piece. Chandler Bing, unable to hide his frustration, chimes in, his voice tinged with sarcasm and bitterness. Yeah, Grover, isn't it great? We got beaten by a bunch of sitcom characters, but let me tell you something, this isn't over. Joey Tribbiani, you and your how you doing catchphrase are going down. You were never my friend, and now you're my enemy. Grover shifts his attention to Bebop and Rocksteady, who are still seething from their elimination. Bebop, Rocksteady, how do you plan to bounce back from tonight's loss? Bebop, his voice a guttural growl, responds, We're gonna smash them, Grover. Those Tanners think they can beat us? They're dead wrong. Next time, we're gonna tear them apart. Rocksteady, flexing his massive arms, adds, We're not done with them. They got lucky tonight, but luck runs out. We're coming for them, and we're bringing the pain. Finally, Grover turns to Krang, whose mechanical body looms menacingly. Krang, do you have any final words for the Tanner family and the fans watching at home? Krang, his voice high-pitched and sinister, responds, The Tanners have made a grave mistake. They think they've won, but all they've done is delay the inevitable. The Foot Clan will rise again, stronger and more ruthless than ever. We will crush anyone who stands in our way, and the Tanner family will be the first to fall. Grover, sensing the intensity and determination of the Foot Clan, concludes the interview. There you have it, folks. The Foot Clan is determined to come back stronger and seek revenge. This rivalry is far from over. Stay tuned for more action here at 1412 Wrestling. The scene transitions back to the ring area where the crowd is buzzing with excitement and anticipation. The iconic theme music of Hulk Hogan, Real American, blares through the speakers and the arena erupts in cheers. Hulk Hogan makes his entrance, flexing his muscles and waving to the adoring fans. He steps into the ring holding a bottle of his Hulk Hogan chewable vitamins. Jim Ross on commentary sets the stage. Here he is, folks, the immortal Hulk Hogan. It looks like he has something important to share with us tonight. Elvira adds, Hogan always knows how to get the crowd on their feet. This is going to be interesting. Pauly Shore, excited, says, Totally awesome, dudes. Hulk Hogan is in the house. Hogan grabs a microphone and smiles at the crowd. Well, let me tell you something, brother. Hulk Hogan chewable vitamins are the best way to stay strong and healthy, just like your favorite Hulkster. These vitamins are packed with all the nutrients you need to say your prayers and eat your vitamins, brother. The crowd cheers, chanting, Hogan, Hogan, as Hogan continues to promote his vitamins. Suddenly, the cheers turn to gasps as the sound of a tank engine fills the arena. The camera pans to the entrance, where the Iron Sheik, with Burt Sugar by his side, drives a tank through the crowd, heading straight for the ring. Jim Ross exclaims, Good God Almighty! The Iron Sheik is driving a tank into the arena. This is madness, Elvira adds. This is going to get ugly. The Iron Sheik is here to cause trouble. Pauly Shore, shocked, says, Totally insane, dudes. The Iron Sheik is bringing the heat. The Iron Sheik parks the tank next to the ring and climbs out, grabbing a microphone. Burt Sugar stands beside him, looking smug. The crowd boos loudly as the Sheik begins to speak in his typical broken English manner. Hulk Hogan, you jabroni. Your vitamins are nothing compared to my medicine. I have the real strength, the real power. You take your vitamins and retire, or I will humble you, Hogan. I will break your back, make you humble. Hogan glares at the Iron Sheik, but before he can respond, Spider-Man swings in from the ceiling, landing gracefully in the ring. The crowd erupts in cheers as Spider-Man points at Burt Sugar. Burt Sugar, you and the Iron Sheik broke my back. Now it's time for revenge. Spider-Man declares, launching himself at Burt Sugar and delivering a series of swift kicks and punches. Jim Ross calls the action. Spider-Man is here. He's taking it to Burt Sugar. This is chaos. Elvira adds, Spider-Man wants revenge and he's not holding back. Pauly Shore, excited, says, Totally awesome, dudes. Spider-Man is kicking butt. As the chaos unfolds in the ring, Commissioner Eric Matthews rushes out looking to restore order. Everyone, stop this madness. We need to get things under control. Before Eric can intervene, Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande make their entrance, casting a spell that causes Eric to suddenly want to eat the tank. The crowd gasps as Eric, in a trance, begins licking and gnawing at the tank's metal surface. Jim Ross shouts, "What in the world?" Eric Matthews is trying to eat the tank. "This is insane." Elvira adds, "Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande have cast a spell. This is pure chaos." Pauly Shore, shocked, says, "Totally wild, dudes. Eric's lost his mind." General Manager Rita Repulsa then storms out, her eyes gleaming with malicious intent. "Forget order, we need more chaos," she declares, throwing her staff into the ring. The staff hits the Iron Sheik, causing him to grow to massive proportions. The crowd screams in terror as the gigantic Sheik begins stomping on everyone in sight, including the fans in attendance. The Iron Sheik, now towering over the arena, bellows in broken English, "You all jabronis, I crush you all." Jim Ross exclaims, "The Iron Sheik has grown to monstrous size. This is a nightmare." Elvira adds, "People are getting crushed. This is horrifying." Pauly Shore, terrified, says, "Totally insane, dudes. Sheik is a giant." Lady Gaga casts another spell, causing the Iron Sheik to shrink back to normal size. Medics and police rush into the arena to check on the injured fans and wrestlers, trying to bring some semblance of order to the chaos. Jim Ross calls the scene, "Thank God. The Sheik is back to normal size, but the damage is done. This is pure pandemonium." Elvira adds, "The medics and police are trying to help, but this is absolute chaos." Pauly Shore, relieved, says, "Totally crazy, dudes. This is out of control." As the medics and police work to restore order, Mr. Game and Watch makes a surprise appearance, attacking the commentary table with his 2D mallet. The commentary team scrambles to avoid the assault. Jim Ross shouts, "Mr. Game and Watch is attacking us. This is madness." Elvira adds, "We need to get out of here. This is too much." Pauly Shore, panicking, says, "Totally wild, dudes. We're under attack." From the rafters, Dane Cook appears, delivering a hilarious one-liner before executing a breathtaking plancha that takes out Rita Repulsa. The crowd erupts in cheers for Cook's unexpected heroism. Dane Cook, standing tall, shouts, "That's what you get, Rita? Now who's laughing?" Jim Ross exclaims, "Dane Cook just took out Rita Repulsa. This is incredible." Elvira adds, "Dane Cook has saved the day. What a moment." Pauly Shore, cheering, says, "Totally awesome, dudes. Dane Cook is a hero." As the arena begins to settle, bus driver Stu Benedict drives out in his bus, parking it in the middle of the chaos. He steps out, grabbing a microphone, and cuts a heartfelt promo. "Sally, wherever you are, I miss you. I yearn to be back with you. This chaos, this madness, it's all meaningless without you, Sally." Stu shouts, his voice filled with emotion. Jim Ross calls the scene. Bus driver Stu Benedict is pouring his heart out. This is a moment of raw emotion amidst the chaos. Elvira adds, "Stu's love for Sally is shining through. This is touching." Pauly Shore, moved, says, "Totally heartfelt, dudes. Stu's got a heart of gold." The arena remains in a state of disarray as the show heads to a commercial break, leaving the audience in awe of the chaos and drama that has unfolded at 1412 Wrestling's Englishtown Flea Market Mayhem. The scene transitions back to the ring area, now filled with anticipation for the main event. The crowd is electric as Daphne Blake stands in the center of the ring, ready to introduce the competitors. Ladies and gentlemen, Daphne begins, her voice carrying over the excited crowd. "The following contest is your main event of the evening. Introducing first, the team of the 1412 champion Majin Buu and Electabuzz." The arena lights dim, and the ominous theme music of Majin Buu fills the air. The crowd reacts with a mix of boos and cheers as Buu makes his entrance, his presence commanding and intimidating. Electabuzz follows, his electric aura crackling with energy. The two partners stand side by side, but it's clear from their body language that they are not on the same page. Jim Ross on commentary sets the stage. Majin Buu and Electabuzz are a powerful team, but can they get along tonight? That's the big question. Elvira adds, "There's a lot of tension between them. This is going to be interesting." Pauly Shore, excited, says, "Totally wild, dudes. Buu and Electabuzz are ready to rock." Daphne continues, "And their opponents, first, accompanied by the entire anti-boiled egg brigade, Bars." The arena lights brighten as Bars makes his entrance, flanked by the members of the anti-boiled egg brigade, Cliff O'Malley, Donkey Lips, Doug Funny, Lola Bunny, BB Rexa, Jackie Chan, Earl Sinclair, Sugar Shane Helms, Spopovich, and Akeem the African Dream. The crowd erupts in a mix of cheers and boos as the brigade makes their way to the ring, each member looking ready to interfere. Jim Ross comments, "The anti-boiled egg brigade is here in full force. They're going to be a factor in this match." Elvira adds, "With that many people at ringside, anything can happen." Pauly Shore, excited, says, "Totally epic, dudes. The brigade is here to support Bars." Daphne finishes, "And his partner, Stone Cold Steve Austin." The iconic glass-shattering sound of Stone Cold Steve Austin's theme music blares through the speakers, and the crowd erupts in cheers. Austin makes his entrance with his trademark swagger, ignoring the brigade as he makes his way to the ring. Jim Ross calls the action, "Stone Cold Steve Austin is here. The Texas Rattlesnake is ready to fight." Elvira adds, "Austin doesn't care about boiled eggs. He's here to kick ass and take names." Pauly Shore, cheering, says, "Totally awesome, dudes. Austin is ready to rock." Austin enters the ring, standing beside Bars, who looks determined but wary. The referee signals for the bell and the match begins. Jim Ross calls the action, "Here we go. The main event is underway." Elvira adds, "Both teams are ready to give it their all. This is going to be intense." Pauly Shore, excited, says, "Totally wild, dudes. This is going to be epic." The match starts with Majin Buu squaring off against Bars. Buu uses his overwhelming strength to dominate early, delivering powerful strikes and slams. Bars, fueled by his hatred of boiled eggs, fights back with surprising resilience, landing quick jabs and kicks. Jim Ross comments, "Bars is showing surprising resilience. He's fighting hard against Buu." Elvira adds, "His hatred of boiled eggs is driving him. This is impressive." Pauly Shore, cheering, says, "Go Bars, you've got this, dude." The anti-boiled egg brigade constantly interferes, distracting Boo and Electabuzz and giving Bars and Austin the upper hand. Cliff O'Malley and Donkey Lips pull Boo out of the ring, while Doug Funny and Lola Bunny trip Electabuzz, causing chaos at ringside. Jim Ross calls the action, "The brigade is interfering constantly. This is pure chaos." With that many people at ringside, it's impossible to keep control. Pauly Shore, excited, says, "Totally wild, dudes. The brigade is causing mayhem." Austin, not caring about the brigade's antics, tags in and goes after Electabuzz with a series of punches and a thunderous clothesline. Electabuzz, using his electric abilities, counters with a powerful shock, but Austin shrugs it off and continues his assault. Jim Ross comments, "Stone Cold Steve Austin is a force to be reckoned with. He's taking it to Electabuzz." Elvira adds, "Austin's determination is unmatched. He's here to win." Pauly Shore, cheering, says, "Go Austin! You're rocking it, dude." Meanwhile, Boo and Electabuzz struggle to get along, arguing and shoving each other between tags. Their lack of cohesion allows Bars and Austin to capitalize, with Austin delivering a series of stunners to both opponents. Jim Ross calls the action, "Boo and Electabuzz can't get along. This is costing them the match." Elvira adds, "Their lack of teamwork is their downfall. Austin and Bars are taking advantage." Pauly Shore, excited, says, "Totally awesome, dudes. Austin and Bars are rocking it." The match reaches its climax as Austin, having taken control, hits Electabuzz with a stunner, going for the pin. The referee counts 1, 2, 3. Daphne Blake announces, "Here are your winners, Stone Cold Steve Austin and Bars." Jim Ross exclaims, "Stone Cold Steve Austin has pinned Electabuzz. What a victory." Elvira adds, "Austin's determination and resilience have paid off. This is incredible." Pauly Shore, cheering, says, "Totally epic, dudes. Austin and Bars are the champs." As the crowd erupts in cheers, Austin celebrates his victory, grabbing a microphone. "I don't give a rat's ass about boiled eggs or the brigade. I'm here to whip Majin Buu's ass and take what's mine." The anti-boiled egg brigade tries to attack Austin, but he delivers a stunner to each member, one by one, sending them crashing to the mat. The crowd goes wild as Austin stands tall, having cleared the ring. Jim Ross calls the scene, "Austin is hitting stunners on everyone. He's taking out the entire brigade." Elvira adds, "This is pure dominance. Austin is unstoppable." Pauly Shore, cheering, says, "Totally awesome, dudes. Austin is rocking it." Suddenly, Majin Buu, seething with anger, charges up a massive energy blast and shoots it directly at Austin. The screen flashes with a bright light as the blast hits Austin, sending him crashing to the mat. The crowd gasps in shock and horror. Jim Ross shouts, "My God, Majin Buu has just blasted Austin with a massive energy attack. This is chaos." Elvira adds, Austin is down. This is horrifying. Pauly Shore, shocked, says, totally wild, dudes. Austin is in trouble. As the smoke clears, Majin Buu stands tall in the ring, holding his championship belt high above his head. The camera captures the intensity and drama of the scene as the show goes off the air, leaving the audience in shock and eagerly anticipating the next chapter in 1412 Wrestling's Englishtown Flea Market Mayhem. Jim Ross provides a final recap. Ladies and gentlemen, what a night it has been. Let's not forget our current champions. Majin Buu, the 1412 champion, Catherine Isabel, the Divas champion, Guy, the laser gun surfing battle champion, Heifer Wolf, the new competitive eating champion, Raphael, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Joey Tribbiani, the stable champions, The Tick, the sword fighting champion, and Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, the new tag team champions. Good night from Englishtown Flea Market. The screen fades to black, with the sound of the cheering crowd echoing as the show comes to a dramatic close.